For many women, a messy house does not just feel untidy, it feels like a personal failure. When you look at dishes in the sink, you do not just see plates, you see a reflection of your own worth. The mess becomes a silent voice. It whispers that you are irresponsible. It tells you a truly competent person would never live this way. This is a heavy burden, but this feeling does not come from nowhere. Research shows women are judged differently for their homes. Researchers call this gendered cleanliness standards. Experimental studies show people hold female occupants to much higher standards than men. They judge a woman living in a messy room harshly. They treat her as more morally responsible for the mess than they would a man. You are not imagining this pressure. You have absorbed a societal rule. This rule links your worth to your clean floors. Because of this, you are almost never truly off the clock. People often misunderstand household work. They think it is just the physical act of doing chores. But the heaviest part is invisible. Psychologists refer to this as the household mental load, or cognitive labor. It is the constant work of noticing, anticipating, and planning. Even when your body rests, your mind is working. You are figuring out which laundry basket is full. You are planning what must be done before tomorrow. Studies find women carry an unequal share of this mental household labor. For mothers, this unequal cognitive burden is linked to stress, burnout, and depression. It drains your energy because the mental checklist never ends. You're exhausted by what you have done, but you are even more exhausted by everything you have to remember to do. This endless mental loop makes true rest impossible. When a clean house feels like a moral duty, resting feels wrong. Sitting down while chores are visible feels unearned. You might collapse onto the sofa, but the rest brings no real relief. Instead, it creates a sharp internal voice. That voice says you could be cleaning right now. Qualitative research shows that women often feel intense psychological distress from this dynamic. They face large, unfair workloads at home. At the same time, they feel crushing pressure to be a perfect mother or wife. Broader studies show this demanding, inequitable domestic work leads directly to depression. Psychologists call this role overload, happening when role demands exceed your energy. You are too exhausted to clean, but you are too guilty to enjoy resting. Your downtime is ruined by the shadow of an unmopped floor. Over time, your home stops being a safe place. A home should be a place to recover from the world. But when chores carry moral weight, the house turns into a stress signal. It becomes a constant visual reminder of work. Researchers have studied this using home tours and physical tests. They found something striking. Women who described their homes as cluttered or stressful actually showed different physical stress responses. They had less favorable daily cortisol patterns. Cortisol is the body's main stress hormone. These women also felt more depressed as the day went on. Experiencing your home as demanding keeps your nervous system on edge. It acts as a form of chronic stress. Every room silently tells you there is more work to do. This keeps you in a state of constant, low-level alarm. This hypervigilance changes how you interact with others. The fear is not just about being messy, it is a deep fear of being exposed. An unexpected knock at the door causes pure panic. Visitors stop feeling like friends. They feel like strict inspectors. This leads to frantic panic cleaning. Sometimes you just stop inviting people over entirely. This reaction makes perfect sense. Female occupants face stronger social consequences for messy homes. Society considers them uniquely responsible for fixing those problems. So, an imperfect home feels socially dangerous. Letting someone see your lived-in house feels too risky. It feels like letting them see everything you think is wrong with you. The walls of your home become a fragile shield. Trapped under these expectations, you often freeze. You get caught in a painful cycle. On one side is extreme perfectionism. On the other side is complete paralysis. You absorb an impossible standard. The standard is to keep the house perfectly clean every single day. Living creates messes hourly. For anyone prone to what psychologists call self-critical perfectionism, this is a trap. Falling even slightly behind triggers harsh self-judgment. It feeds into a cognitive distortion known as all-or-nothing thinking. This means if you cannot clean the whole kitchen perfectly, doing just one thing feels useless. Research links this kind of self-critical perfectionism to severe anxiety and depression. The tragic irony is clear. The more ashamed you feel about not starting, the harder it is to start. As this burden grows, it hurts your relationships. You know you are not the only one making the mess, but you do not just get mad at them. Instead, you twist the story inward. You resent your family for ignoring the work, but you direct the sharpest anger at yourself. You think you should just be better at managing it all. The research on this is very clear. Inequitable household labor is strongly tied to relationship unhappiness. It causes deep psychological distress for women. One study looked at women whose partners did very little housework. These women were much more likely to report marital discomfort and distress than women with helpful partners. You feel abandoned by the people you live with. Then you blame yourself for feeling bitter. There is another incredibly exhausting part of all this. Any progress you make disappears almost instantly. Many jobs in the world leave proof of your hard work. You write a report and it is done. Housework works backward. It constantly undoes itself. You cook a beautiful dinner. That instantly creates a sink full of dirty pots. You wear clothes to stay warm. That instantly creates a pile of laundry. This endless loop causes a hollow, painful feeling. You feel like you are always working, but you never actually move forward. Large studies highlight this painful reality. They show that heavy, unpaid domestic work hurts women's mental health. This is especially true when the work is unequal or stressful. You can spend a whole Saturday deep cleaning the house, but you never get to feel truly finished. The real issue has never been the mess itself. The deepest problem is a painful, invisible connection. It is the fusion of your physical home with your personal competence and your human worth. Somewhere along the way, a simple fact changed its meaning. The fact that a house is not clean became a harsh judgment. It became the belief that you are failing at life. We are taught to view our living spaces through a moral lens. We treat every out-of-place shoe as a sin. We think every dusty shelf must be fixed right away. But this way of thinking is a trap. It keeps you running on a treadmill that never stops. A house is not a museum. It is not an art gallery designed to prove your worth to strangers. A truly healthy standard looks very different. It separates basic hygiene from flawless perfection. It accepts that a functional home breathes and gets messy. Most importantly, it is a space that supports the people living inside it. A healthy standard shares the physical labor, but it also shares the mental load. It refuses to put the whole psychological weight of the house on one person. A good home does not hide the fact that people actually live there. Think about this the next time you sit down. You might look at that coffee mug on the table. You might feel that familiar panic rising in your chest. When that happens, take a deep breath to try to look at the room differently. Do not see the mug as a failure. Do not see it as proof that you are falling behind. Do not treat it like a moral emergency that you have to fix right now. See it for what it really is. It is just a quiet sign of life. It means someone drank coffee here. You are allowed to rest in a room that is not perfect. You are allowed to put the heavy, invisible list down. Your worth was never tied to a clean floor or a dusty television stand. You do not have to earn your right to relax. You are allowed to simply exist in the space you have built.